Hello everyone. I have taken up another simple problem on mesh analysis of a network containing a dependent source. I've already done one. Problems of this nature are very simple to do. They even appear in competitive exams. Let's see how we approach this problem, right? So let me write this problem. We are supposed to solve for IX. Of course, that is my affiliation, the one which you can see the photograph and the affiliation I have put. Well, coming to the problem, it says I'll write it myself. It is a solve for IX, or it can be an objective kind of a question, wherein options for IX will be given. You are supposed to pick proper option. Okay, so let's see how the problem appears. Okay, so we have a resistor which is of a specific value. We'll put the value. I will first write the network. Here is my dependent source, right? So dependent source, as we know, appears in the form of a rhombus or a diamond shaped, and uh, the magnitude of this source depends on either the voltage or the current at some other part of the network. That is what it is. That is how it is different from an independent source. An independent source will have a fixed magnitude of voltage or current, depending upon whether we talk of voltage source or current source respectively. All right, so let me write the diagram completely. Yeah, this is the diagram. We have the circuit. We have this is 5 ohm resistor. So we have an independent source whose magnitude is 10 volt, and this is definitely an independent voltage source. Here is, I'm writing an arrowhead within this. This means this is a current source, and the magnitude of this current source is now 2 into Ix. That means its magnitude is 2 times Ix. What is this Ix? Ix is the current that flows through 5 ohm resistor. So hence the magnitude of this current source 2 into Ix depends on the current through 5 ohm. That is what we try to mean by the dependent source. All right. So we are supposed to find Ix. It's a very, very simple problem. How do we do? So if you haven't seen my previous video on dependent sources, mesh analysis on having networks with dependent sources, try to see. That is also a simple network to follow. So you will be able to understand. How do we write? So we have only one known, right? One unknown to be evaluated. That is Ix. What is this Ix? So we require one equation. Okay. So this on mesh analysis, if you have to do, you can form one mesh equation, right? And solve for Ix. So what is the mesh equation that we tend to do? We try to identify a mesh which is a super mesh. Like we try to avoid the current source. Thereby the potential difference across the current source need not be known, because while writing KVL, you need to know the potential difference across various elements, all right? So if that is the case, we will try to avoid this. How do we avoid this? We will define a super mesh, or we will define a mesh or a loop in such a manner that this current source gets avoided, right? We will try to define a route in this manner. We will start from this point. We will go this way. Then we will come back to this point. So that way we can write one KVL equation. Okay, so how to write the KVL equation? So in that case, we will start from this left top terminal, and I will go on writing the KVL equation, the loop equation. All right, so how do I write? It is 5 times Ix is the potential difference across 5 ohm resistor. Okay, now I have this 5 ohm resistor here again. So what is the current through this 5 ohm resistor? So in order to find out the current through this 5 ohm resistor, I'll apply KCL at this junction. Okay, if I apply KCL at that junction, what is the current here? It is the sum of the two currents, 2x plus Ix. This is 3Ix. Obviously, this 3Ix has to flow through this path. That is 3 times Ix. Now I will write this to be equal to this now is 5 into 3, that is 15 into Ix. And that's equal to 10 volt. It is very simple. Now I'll add the two. This is 20 Ix equal to 10, or Ix equal to 0.5 amperes or half ampere. It is that simple. It's done. Okay. So problems of this nature can be an objective kind of a problem. Okay. In competitive exams, you find problems of this nature. It's a simple technique to do. You try to find out a route wherein you will not encounter the dependent source or the current source. Because mesh analysis is based on KVL. KVL means you try to take the potential differences across various elements. So you try to avoid a current source. Thereby you avoid defining a new variable which is the potential difference across the current source. It is as simple as that. So try to evaluate and get the equation. So all you have to have is the number of independent equations should be equal to the number of unknowns. So if you can manage to get that, your problem gets solved. I suppose this will do. Alright, you can solve this problem by node voltage analysis also. Which one to choose when. Network analysis can be done using mesh technique, mesh current technique, or you can use it by node voltage technique. Whichever way we can do. However, which method to choose is dependent on how you approach the problem. You can solve it by node voltage also. Let me cover that also here itself so that it becomes little, you can have comparisons done. Okay, so I will reproduce the network and let us try to do it with mesh equation, nodal equation also. Let me try to take this network. Let me copy this network in the same thing. Though this video doesn't conform to the nodal analysis, but still I will try to club it here. So that I'll take the network here on this side. Okay. I will try to erase few things for my convenience. I will try to get rid of this line. This line also I'll get rid of. Okay. Now I will try to solve the same problem using node voltage technique. Thereby you will understand both the techniques. All right. So in node voltage technique, what we tend to do is we tend to have one of the nodes as the datum node, right? So I'll try to take this as the datum node and this node as the datum node. All right. So I will, if this is the datum node, with respect to this, I can define the potential of this point to be plus 10 volt. Because this is at 0, this end of the 10 volt source is 0. This has to be at 10 volt. So there is one unknown, one node that is there, which I can call it as this entire node. I can call it as V1. I will remove this for the time being. I will define this entire node as V1. Okay. So how do I write the nodal equation? If I have to write the nodal equation, I can easily write the nodal equation as it is the potential difference across 5 ohm, that is 10 minus V1 divided by 5 is the current in that branch. Okay, what is that current in that branch? That is Ix. So one equation is available to me. Okay, I can always simplify these equations and then I can always do it. Okay. Now, however, what is V1 equal to? I can write another equation for, the current in this branch, that is 5 ohm branch. What is the current in the 5 ohm branch? It is V1 divided by 5 ohm resistor. Is the current there? That is 3 into Ix. Because the current here is 3Ix. This current is 3Ix. Alright. 2Ix plus Ix. 3X has to flow there. 3Ix is flowing through this branch. So 3Ix can be written in terms of the voltage. That is, the potential of this node is V1 with respect to the datum. V1 divided by 5 is 3 into Ix. So I will be able to substitute one in terms of another. We are supposed to find out Ix, right? So I may have to find out what is V1 and then substitute. Then I'll be able to get what is V1 equal to. V1 is 15 Ix. Alright, so I will substitute this in equation 1. What is it I get? This is 10 minus V1 is 15 Ix divided by 5 equal to Ix. Alright, so simplification is simple. This is 10 equal to 15 Ix plus 5ix. This is 10 equal to, this means 10 equal to 20ix. Thereby ix equal to 0.5 amperes. So whichever way you do, you arrive at the same answer. That is the speciality of network analysis. Network analysis results in unique values, same values, whatever may be the method. In the previous situation, we approached the same problem using mesh analysis. Now we have approached it through nodal analysis. It is as simple as that. Either methods, either way, it's perfectly fine. Whether you do the problem by mesh analysis or by nodal analysis, you have to get the same result. Okay, whichever you find convenient, you can always adopt and then do. I have the video here also, then the problem is available here. All right. Thank you. Thanks for watching.